Hello and welcome again to Buzzing News. Today we have the Temple Mount crisis fuels unrest in volatile Jerusalem. They call Jerusalem volatile because of the latest crisis, or the age-known crisis between Israel and Palestine. Now, let me give you a little headline about the news. Starting with the highlight. Tension in Jerusalem is perhaps at its greatest since the end of the last Palestinian Uprising. Regular outbreaks of stone throwing by Palestinian teenagers answered by tear gas, rubber bullets. Israel closed the Temple Mount, which includes Al-Aqsa Mosque, after two shootings. Rabbi Yehuda Glick was shot and hospitalized in serious condition. Swirling winds and heavy downpours probably did more than the massive Israeli police presence to dampen Palestinian protests in Jerusalem over the weekend. There are predictions that a third intifada was about to erupt after the brief closure of the Temple Mount, known to the Arabs as the Noble Sanctuary, came to nothing, but the weather could not sweep away the toxic atmosphere in the city. Tension in Jerusalem is perhaps at its greatest since the end of the second intifada, or Palestinian Uprising 10 years ago, stoked by a rash of what some call hate crimes and others acts of terror. Regular, almost daily outbreaks of stone throwing by Palestinian teenagers are answered by tear gas and rubber bullets. Hundreds of minors have already had their first taste of jail. Now, the news carry on, it continues all the way, but I would like to play you a quick view of what CNN says about this news. Stay tuned.
Friday afternoon in the Palestinian neighborhoods of Jerusalem, fireworks and rocks thrown at Israeli security forces who respond with tear gas and stun grenades. Firing, tear gas. Okay. Crashes like this in Palestinian areas of Jerusalem with police on a Friday afternoon. Let's keep moving. They're not unusual. But everyone will tell you the anger here in recent weeks is growing. It is this place that is the focus of much recent anger and violence. Palestinians call it the Noble Sanctuary, two of Islam's most holy sites, the Al-Aqsa Mosque and the Dome of the Rock. It is also holy for many Jews who know it as Temple Mount. Under existing rules, Jews can visit, but they can't pray here. Yehuda Glick has provoked Palestinian rage by campaigning to change that. He's a right-wing activist who argues Jews must have greater access to Temple Mount. On Wednesday, just after giving a speech on the topic, he was shot 4 times. He survived and underwent surgery Friday. The suspected shooter, Mu'taz Hijazi, a Palestinian, was later shot and killed by Israeli police. They say he fired first when they tried to arrest him. Hijazi's father tells me he does not condemn his son.
If he do it, he have the right, because normal thing, occupation equal resistance.
Friday morning, thousands of Palestinians were forced to pray in the city streets. Israeli authorities, fearing more violence, initially blocked public access to Al-Aqsa Mosque. The restriction slightly loosened later, allowing only women and men over 50.
This is something related to our religion, to our creed. They are committing a big mistake if they continue preventing us from going to our Al-Aqsa Mosque.
When prayers finished, the clashes began again in Jerusalem and the West Bank. In Gaza, thousands rallied in the streets. Some Palestinian leaders made ominous predictions.
I think we are witnessing an imminent new Palestinian uprising. It's just a matter of
That's Mustafa Bagote, Palestinian Initiative. Speaker.
On Friday, the rain helped cool the violence on Jerusalem streets, but it didn't wash away the anger that inspires it. Phil Black, CNN, Jerusalem.
Thanks for watching that. In other news, Virgin Atlantic Galactic spacecraft has crashed. I'll be covering that in a moment. But this is what the United States wants to see. The United States wants a two-state solution to the Israeli-Palestinian conflict and a meaningful detente with Iran. The Netanyahu government opposes both. By contrast, support for centric and leftist parties is dropping, while opposition to a two-state negotiated settlement is widespread. The European Union has questioned Israel's commitment to peaceful negotiated settlement with the Palestinians in the wake of renewed momentum in expanding Jewish settlements in Arab East Jerusalem. The US State Department made a similar criticism. I believe that Israel has a right to defend its state. Palestinians who live in Israeli lands must occupy in peace. The only person who will solve this peace problem is Jesus Christ, who will be coming soon. But until then, believers must start to pray. Pray for the peace of Jerusalem. Pray for the peace of Israel. Pray for the peace of the Middle East. God bless you. And this is Busy News with Samuel speaking. Thank you and see you on the next news.